What is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another video. Alright, so, you know what I'm saying, amidst all the coverage of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and the eventual streaming and further coverage of that we're going to have this weekend once the game drops, I thought we'd talk about some different stuff in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, specifically Teralizing. So basically, Teralizing is the new big gimmick of Scarlet and Violet, and this is going to be 8 Pokemon that you might want to Teralize once you get to the game. Of course, if you want to continue getting more videos like this from me, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that good stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me, as well as follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/rsmario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet, and I will continue to shout you out at the end of the video like I'm going to shout out the people today. As well as check out my second channel, the Loot Box Hero. Hopefully by the time you get this video, I've done the new video over there, which is going to be on the whole Final Fantasy 16 debacle. I will admit it's a little bit spicier over there than it is over here, so if you're easily offended, you know, stick around over here. Of course, drop a comment down below to help the channel grow. Let's get into the list. Umbreon. Alright, so Umbreon is a pretty good Teralizing target, mainly because Umbreon is a pretty big defensive wall. He has a lot of HP, he has a base 130 special defense, a base 110 defense, which basically will make him a very good wall of pretty much any type. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to see this as kind of a pattern with like Teralizing targets, specifically if your team is a theme team, like if it's a weather team, you know what I'm saying, like if you got a rain team and you need a wall, you can throw an Umbreon in there. He learns Rain Dance, he learns a couple of other moves that would actually be pretty good for rain teams. He also has a lot of stall potential, which even though stall has been highly nerfed in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, stall still exists. So you can still use stuff like Wish and stuff like that with Umbreon, but mainly you can really make him any type you need based on what, you know, your team requires. If your team needs a special wall, he can do that. If he needs a physical defensive wall, he can do that too. Charizard. Why? Because it's freaking Charizard. Charizard gets everything. This is Pokemon, alright? Pokemon is Charizard's world. You just happen to live in it. Venusaur. Okay, so basically Venusaur is a really good Teralizing target, especially if it's on a Sun team. If you're running a Sun team, you can Teralize Venusaur to fire because he gets access to a lot of moves that is very useful to a Sun team. Similar to what I said about Umbreon and basically any other type of weather team. But on top of that, Venusaur is also very good offensively, something that Umbreon is not, which makes Venusaur a really good Teralizing target, specifically for the fire type. Titan. Okay, so Titan, much like I said about Gallade and Umbreon before, Titan is a perfect Teralizing target, mainly because Titan is rumored to be very bulky. I'm not going to get into any spoilers here because I don't want to spoil you to anything. I'm not going to talk about any of the leaks. I'm not going to talk about any of that kind of stuff. But it's rumored that Titan is very, very bulky. And thus makes a perfect Teralizing target because, again, like Umbreon, he will make a pretty good wall. Also, more than likely, he's going to be very good as a physical attacker, so he can also do that. I can see making Titan more of a steel type or a rock type because he's going to learn all those different types of moves anyway, you know, because usually all the mineral-like Pokemon, steel, rock, ground, ice, they kind of overlap a little bit when it comes to move pools. And thus, he can use any of those stabs pretty good. Not to mention, again, the bulk helps him. Gallade. Alright, so now we get a little bit more technical. Okay, so Gallade is actually a really good Teralizing target, mainly because Gallade has good has good stats, specifically when it comes to physical offense. And that means, you know, he has a lot of different physically offensive options at his disposal. You know what I'm saying? But some of the best types to switch Gallade over to will be rock, dark, grass, or ground. Alright, all of these go pretty good with the fighting type, which, you know, he will still have if you Teralize him. As well as all of these provide interesting coverage for different types of teams you might want to run. You know what I'm saying? Gallade is a perfect target for Teralizing. Mew. Alright, simple. Simple. Mew can learn just about any attack in the game. Now, they have nerfed Mew in the game significantly. Alright, so, like, there are some moves that Mew just doesn't get anymore. But most of the moves that you use in competitive, Mew can learn. Alright, and so, of course, giving him Teralize, which gives him Stab for those moves, would work just fine. And, of course, Terra Blast will also give you Stab with just about anything anyway that you Teralize into. So that's also an option. But there's a whole lot more options with Mew out there. And then, of course, last but not least, Cresselia. Bruh, when I was doing research for this, Cresselia popped to mind. And I was like, Cresselia would be an amazing Teralize target. Now, Cresselia's move pool is not amazing. But again, the thing that really gets Cresselia into this list is its stats. Base 120 HP, base 120 defense, base 130 special defense. Bro, this thing can be a wall. Kind of like Titan, kind of like Umbreon before it in the list. But the biggest thing, the biggest reason why I want you to Teralize Cresselia is simple. It has Levitate. Really, any Pokemon with Levitate would benefit wildly from being Teralized into an electric type. So once you do that, you get into that Electros territory. And if you don't know anything about Electros technically has no weakness because it's an electric Pokemon with Levitate. And electricity's only weakness is ground types, and ground types are not cannot hit levitating or flying Pokemon. So Cresselia, Levitate, electric type gives you a super bulky wall with no weakness. Basically, no special effective moves can hit him. So, what do you think about my list? I know this list was quick, you know what I'm saying, but I wanted something that was a bit quicker, a bit more poppy, because I have some other things I wanted to do with this list as well. This is not going to be the only list. I'm already working on the second version of this list. So, you know, and of course there's about 1,000 Pokemon now. So there's tons of different ideas we could do with the Teralization. And I want to turn this into a series. And so if you want to see this as a series, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Because you know they all going to be playing the game anyway. Give them some ideas, you know what I'm saying? As well as drop a comment down below to help the channel grow. What Pokemon do you think should be Teralized and should be put on this list? So that's about it for this. And as always, people, keep it real.